Hello everybody. Today we're going to be talking about a leveling build for the Sorcerer that revolves around using Meteor. It's going to be super sweet. Now first thing I want to say is all of these Legendaries you can get from dungeons. So that is the main point of this. This is meant to help smooth out your leveling experience on the Sorcerer and give you a fun different variant, because I know a lot of people are doing the Chain Lightning, but I actually had a whole lot of fun playing Meteor. So first off, let's go over the Legendaries. Aspect of Disobedience. This is going to give you a bunch of armor. 25% because all these are going to be mineral. And it stacks up at 0.25% at a time. Snow Veiled Aspect. Casting Ice Armor is going to make you unstoppable for 2 to 3 seconds. Aspect of Control. You deal 30 to 40% more damage to immobilized, stunned, or frozen enemies. Aspect of Might, basic skills grant 20% damage reduction for 2 to 6 seconds. We have Ghostwalker Aspect, while unstoppable and for 4 seconds after, you gain 10 to 25% increased movement speed and can move freely through enemies. We have Elementalist Aspects, core or mastery skills cast at or above 100 mana gain a 20 to 40% increased critical strike chance. I actually need to switch a couple things around here, but I'll do that in a second. Meteors deal 35 to 50% increased critical strike damage against healthy targets. You deal 11 to 20% increased damage to vulnerable enemies while you have a barrier. And skills deal up to 10 to 20% increased damage based on your available primary resource when cast. Now, you're going to want to have Aspect of Control on your two-handed weapon. And the reason for that is because that's going to be a 60% damage increase. And then you're going to want to have Elementalist Aspect on this. Whoop. And the reason for that is because it's going to give you a massive critical strike chance buff. And then, sorry. Come on. Yes, and then Aspect of 3 Curses. So Meteor, so you're just going to do an absolute ton of damage with this. This is going to put this up to 60% increased damage on immobilized, stunned, or frozen enemies. I'll show you how we'll be immobilizing them in a second. We have core, then when you combine that with a 20 to 40% increased crit chance, whenever you cast this at or above 100 mana, and the increased critical strike damage against healthy targets, you are talking about a lot of damage. So let's go ahead and hop on into the skill tree. So at levels 1s, you're going to want to go Firebolt, Enhance Firebolt, and then you're going to want to go Glinting Firebolt, because critical strikes with Firebolt is going to increase the burning damage you deal to the enemy by 20%. After that, we actually aren't going to take any of these skills because it doesn't really make sense for us to take a mana spender when we're going to be taking Meteor. So we're just going to hop and get Potent Warding. After casting an on-basic skill, you get 6% resistance to all and 3% in additional resistance to that skill's element for 3 seconds. So we're going to pick up Teleport, we're going to pick up Ice Armor, and we're going to pick up Frost Nova. Now, for defense, we're going to want to do this. Now notice we're not going to take anything here as well. We're just going to keep filling out this. So we got Enhanced Frost Nova and Mystical Frost Nova. So now we have a way to make things vulnerable with Frost Nova. And we're going to go take Teleport's cooldowns increased by 0.5 seconds. And then we are going to get 30% damage reduction after teleporting. And then after that, we are just going to take a point to Ice Armor and move on. Oh wait, sorry. No, that's what I was looking for. We're going to take a point to Elemental Assault. Critical strikes have up to a 5% chance to reset the cooldown of one of your defensive skills, and because we know we have a lot of crit, we'll be critting a lot, so might as well take that. Alright, so now we have access to our Meteor. We can take, if the cast of Meteor hits 0 or more enemies, there's a 30% chance an additional Meteor falls on the same location. And then we're going to take Meteor falls 30% faster. After that, we're going to take Inner Flame, and we're going to take Crippling Flame. Your Pyromancy skills have up to a 5% chance to immobilize enemies for seconds. This chance is doubled while you're healthy. This is why we took the barrier and stuff, to try to make sure we're healthy quite a bit. And then we'll go ahead and do this. and that, max that out just so now we have kind of the full combo set up at this point. We have our mobilization effect, we have our vulnerable effect, we have our meteor, so a lot of damage is going to be happening. So now we're going to take Inferno. And while Inferno is active, your pyromancy skills cost no mana. That's kind of the main reason why we take Inferno, is so you can just sit here and spam fireballs at max mana for tons and tons and tons of damage. Like, this is going to be a pretty big DPS window. Okay, so now we have our core build together, so now it's time to just look for maybe some defensive stuff and to kind of refine it. So we have 7 points left for our capstone. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take Firewall, I'm going to take Enhanced Firewall, and then I'm going to take Mage's Firewall. Now I'm not actually taking this because I am going to put this on my bar, but I am going to use the enhancement for Firewall because I'm going to be taking Combustion. Your burning effects deal 2% increased damage per unique source of burning, because we can put in a lot of burning, so we'll be able to get 15% increased damage. However, another option is to forego doing this and just taking Isu's Ferocity, which would give you some more crit and some more critical strike damage. So, I mean, really, not that bad, all things considered. Both of them, I think, equally have their own merit, but I think this way is going to be quite a lot of damage. So, now we're going to come back here, pick up some more damage. Now we're going to deal 10% increased critical strike damage against burning enemies. If they're immobilized, it is increased to 25%. We're going to go ahead and increase that to 50%. Now we're going to come down here. We're going to pick Combustion or Isu's Ferocity, your choice. And now, at this point, we have every single thing. So let's go back through here and let's point to this. Let's go ahead and max out our Fireball. So we have just complete maxed out damage there. We're going to come back here, put a couple points into this just to reduce the cooldown. We're going to put a couple points into Ice Barrier just to increase the shield a little bit. And then we're also going to put a couple points into Frost Nova. And the main reason for this is to reduce the cooldown by a little bit. So if I am able to decrease the cooldown by max, I only have like a 6 or 7 second cooldown on my teleport now, as opposed to like a 10-second cooldown. So, and then on this is already long, so I kind of want to try to reduce it if I can. Okay, so after that, let's go ahead and shore up our defenses here. I want to make sure we take this so we can reset our defensive cooldowns. And now we can start looking for all the damage stuff in the world, which we've actually already taken a lot of it, but there should still be a couple more things. So first we have this, increases mana regen. You deal increased burning damage if they remain burning. Then we'll take this just to increase our defenses. We'll take this just to give us some mana efficiency, and we might as well take that as well to get, actually, no, I don't really like that. Let's see here. I like the rest of these. I don't really like that first one that much. So after that, is there anything else that is particularly... Ah, yes, that's what I was forgetting. Hold on. Take one out of that, take one out of that, because this is not that relevant. I knew I was forgetting something. We want to take Glass Cannon. You can actually take this earlier, but you deal 8% increased damage, but take X, if you take 9% more damage, but keep in mind, you don't want to take this unless your defenses are feeling good. But once you have everything in your core build, if your defenses are taking good, you can take this just for the 18% increased damage. Then, so now, we're going to go back here, and we're going to do the enchantment. So we're doing Firewall. Each time an enemy takes burning damage, there's a 5% chance to spawn 2 firewalls underneath them. And then Fireball. Whenever you kill an enemy, they explode in a fireball for 50% of its damage. So you are talking, so it's just going to be even more damage. So if they explode, it's just more AoE damage, doing more damage to surrounding enemies. And it should help just kind of, you chain kill things repeatedly. Drop Meteor, everything blows up, just chain explosions at that point. But the idea here is just you spam Meteor and you press these buttons in order to proc your other status effects. So, you get 11% damage while you have a barrier. You're going to get 20% increased damage while you're, or 10% increased damage while you're full on your max resource. And you want to make sure that you, after you cast your Meteor, that you try to get back to full mana again, just so you can make sure you're maximizing this. And as long as you're going against healthy targets, you're going to have more critical strike damage. And then Aspect of Control, you deal, 60% more damage to immobilized, stunned, or frozen enemies. So you want to make sure that you are using your Frost Nova to you want to make sure you're using your Frost Nova to stun things, but you're also going to be immobilizing things with your Meteor and your other fire spells, so it's going to kind of proc itself at this point. You can go critical strike damage, then you can go damage reduction while control impaired, and then resist all. What I will be going. Alright, but that's it. So this is going to be the Meteor leveling build. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you next time.